Because a lot of these artists got to realize when they sign to those majors, they got insurance on them.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't tell them that probably.
And you don't mean medical insurance, you mean death insurance.
Death insurance.
That's right.
Yeah, they got life insurance policies. So when these kids out here in Chicago doing drill music, they want them to keep doing the drill music.
But they're going to keep selling.
You know, but the thing, what it backfired, a lot of them just was monetizing their YouTube channels and getting paid, so they really didn't need the label. But when they did get the label, and then they were seeing as this person dissed this person, he dead in the next 48 hours or the next 3 days, they was signing up for big business. They was running in here trying to sign up everything. But at first it was a flight risk. You know what I'm saying? Everything was like, we don't want to chance that because of...
Once they saw the money.
But once they seen the money and how it started monetizing them, seeing them streams on them views, you know, them labels was crawling through here. Every other week they was trying to have a summit or something. You know, and it's like, hold on, you people ain't been in here forever. Atlantic was started here. Atlantic Records was started in Chicago.
So they didn't come back till the Chicago rappers really started not just talking about killing each other, but in some cases killing each other.
Yeah, I was calling the music industry the mortician industry. You know what I'm saying? I've been calling the mortician industry ever since the drill music started, because it's like they was trying to come in here and capitalize off that hardship, and it's disgusting to me.
Yeah,
you know, here we are, losing our kids and relatives, you know, over them trying to get seen and heard. So it's like I gotta, because what they did, they put up, you gotta have these many views, you gotta have these many followers. How could you accumulate these views and followers in a quick enough time?
With no money.
With no money. So you got to do what?
Shock
Going
value.
to the shock value. You know, the clickbaiting. You know, I remember first seeing like people would title something, you know, JoJo Capone pistol whooped this guy, and I got to take that down. Because nothing, I'm not going to never incriminate myself, you know, but a lot of them interviewers, when they got up on clickbait, they that's their job. They sit back and see, what could I title this to get people to click it? And as we see, that's what DJ Academic started his whole career off of. The people thought he was from Chicago. He knew so much information, but that was because the kids was thriving to get seen and heard on somebody's platform.
Yeah, he gave him the opportunity.
And he would talk about the murders. I never liked Academics because the first time I checked out Academics, it was talking about Chicago stuff, and it wasn't like, oh, that's fucked up, these kids are killing each other. It was very like
entertaining for him.
Savages, and
Yeah.
he was using those type of words. It was like, what is this?
Does he come to Chicago?
Never.
Well, that's why some of us can move around in the trenches, and some of us got to stay at the studio.
Beware them trenches.
Things have changed so much.
Yeah, man.
They really have.
You said you were disappointed that, or you would have thought that some of the labels would have sort of rewarded you with some sort of pat on the back for intervening and potentially stopping some violence.
Yeah.
But you didn't, and then maybe does that make you realize maybe some people don't want the violence stopped? You take the violence out of hip hop. Okay, tell us about your relationship with Cash Money.
That's my blood relatives.
Okay.
That's my family. Not no blood gang. My my grandmother and his mama, you know what I'm saying?
So your cousins.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
So
have you been working with them since they launched, or?
Yeah, since they launched.
So you're 20 plus years deep.
Yeah,
with them.
of course. And actually, that's like one of my little cousins came, rest in peace, Cold Black. He came to me, cuz invest in me, back me. I ain't know what the hell he was talking about, but he was like, you know, he was doing little talent shows and all that around here, and he was winning. You know, he was getting all these awards and showing me and stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna come support you. I'm gonna come see what you're doing. You know, at the time, I'm Freak, Neek, Jack the Rapper. I'm going to all these.
Mid-90s?
Yeah, you know, running around. So he was like, man, you know all the artists. Why don't you invest in me? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to come check you out. So lo and behold, we in New York. Puff, actually, salute to Puff, was like, start your label. So when I came back, I came to my projects and I had to be Wells. And I used to have a slogan, act like it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how my company name came about, Act Like It Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So if a person say, man, I'm a good singer, I'm a good writer, and I say act like it, basically like let me show me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do this. I want to do that. And I say, act like it. Show me that that's what you want to do. So I named that after my company. And at the time, Wu-Tang had the heavy influence. So I came in the game with 20 artists. You know what I'm saying? R&B, everything. So I remember going back after the first 9 tracks that we recorded, took them, let Puff. We was playing poker in the Trump Tower, and we playing poker, high stakes, big money. This was over millions of dollars in the room. So we gambling. He like put the music on, Joe. So I'm playing, and I see him doing his little ditty bops to it. So I'm figuring, okay, well I got something here. You know what I'm saying? So from that point, I was started promoting, so I did shows in Philly and Baltimore. Had Lil Kim, Beanie Siegel, Eve, who else was that? Mobb Deep, Nelly. You know what I'm saying? So Lil Kim. So that's how I really took my first initial steps into once I incorporated my company. You know what I'm saying? And that was the routes I took.
What was your overall takeaway on, or your overall experience in being part at an executive level in the music industry? Negative, positive, both financially, but more so spiritually. Like, what's your take on the entertainment industry?
Well, at first, I didn't know that it was the worst thing that somebody could have ever talked me into getting into, because for one, you know, like I say, coming from the streets, getting my money at my own pace. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to deal with nobody but the product and the customer, you know. And it was like, if you got the best product, you gonna have the money. You know, you got the best product, you gonna have the best money. You gonna have the most money. So when you get in the music industry, you got to deal with too many people. You know what I'm saying? They speaking on your image and all this, you know. So if you don't have the right image, you can be the most talented person in the world, but they'll discourage you, you know, say you don't have the look, things like that. So, you know, I just disliked a lot of stuff. The people, the gatekeepers, as they call it. I disliked all the gatekeepers, you know, program directors and
wanted some money.
Yeah, payola, you know what I'm saying? So once I was seeing that that's what it wasn't about the quality of music no more. It was about who gonna pay me under the table. And for me, I can't consider myself or call myself a gangster, and I'm paying peon fee. So it was a gift and a curse to my artists, because couldn't nobody talk me into paying these punks that was gatekeepers. I couldn't see me doing that, you know. Or it was to the point where I was known for, if I did pay him, by the time he thought he was gonna walk to that door, somebody was laying him down, stripping him, taking it all back. And I'm walking the other way like I ain't seen nothing. You know what I'm saying? But he still owed me my spins or whatever that he was paid for.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So once I seen that I had to go that route in the game, I really just, it had a sour taste in my mouth. But I knew I was gonna stay independent, because I consider myself the baby brother of the independent game. Meaning, you know what I'm saying, we had Jay Prince with Rap A Lot, Suge with Death Row, of course Birdman and Slim with Cash Money, Tony Draper with Suave House,
P.
Puff,
Well, Master P.
Yeah, No Limit with P,
Easy,
Bad Boy,
easy.
Yeah, NWA, Bad Boy. But I was the last one. I was the baby of them. I'm the baby brother to all of them.
Was your time in the music industry profitable, or how was it?
It was just a learning experience for the most part, because you had to come out of pocket with everything.
It was rough.
You know, and then when you say independent, that's what it meant. You know, so we had the recognition, because any event we was there. You know what I'm saying? Cancun. I remember Nelly. I remember like yesterday. Nelly was doing Country Grammar album, and I was like, when we get back from Mexico, that boy gonna be a star. But at the time, if you remember, he was staying in my aunt's house, Aunt Minnie. You know what I'm saying, in Harlem. You know, rest in peace, Fat Trail. Trail discovered him, you know, and took him to Cuda, and he was in Harlem. My little cousin Bugsy, they on Nelly's first album, Country Grammar. You know what I'm saying? That's that speed stick in minutes, like a deodorant type verse. in the song, you know, in the hook. So, you know, Nelly was around us. I just talked to T Love the other day.
That's what's up.
And you know, so I've always been around it, you know, but for the most part, the gatekeepers in it, I couldn't deal with. I always got calls from the presidents and vice presidents that I'm too real for this. That's what I used to be told. I didn't understand what they meant.
Gangster rap's not real?
Yeah, they no,
There are no
yeah.
gangsters?
No,
in
no,
gangster
no.
rap?
They like we doing gangster raps, but the raps we rapping is real. You know what I'm saying? So they all. I remember getting calls at even think Atlantic and Def Jam, and they was like, "Man, we really want to either eat one koch. We want to do some business with you. We keep hearing about this movement. We trying to sign the next movement, and but we have some concerns." I'm like, "Okay, well, what's the concerns?" Well, if you guys don't sell what you predict, would our staff end up in the trunk and dead and shot and all this? And I'm like, damn, who telling these people that? Because we don't, where I come from, we don't deal with poor sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? If it don't sell what it's supposed to sell, we gonna try again until it do.
Was right.
You know, so they'll say, okay, well, just keep your options open. So I had a bunch of those situations going on to where I was grateful for the internet when it came. You know what I'm saying? And I can just get a distribution deal with Empire or something and can monetize.
Oh, so you were early with Empire.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know what I'm saying? And I can monetize on YouTube. So that's all I wanted. Because once again, like I said in the beginning, I always had authority issues. So I never liked I couldn't take no orders.
What's 2020 looking like for JoJo Capone?
Okay. 2020, we in the boxing, Impact Boxing. Me and my partner Steve Marcano, we just did. We got a new TV reality show called Stars and Champions on the Impact Network, home to 86 million homes. Stars and Champions just aired Friday, so it's a boxing reality show, and we put on boxing events.